Guess who's back? Back again. Right now, hey guys. It's been a long time since I posted a YouTube vid. Yes, it has. But as we all know, it's the 4th of October and I still haven't posted. And as we also all know, it's nearly Halloween. And I always post, well, I always get back in my vlogging era when it's getting closer to Halloween. But guys, I promise, this year I'm not going to give up on you guys. I'm going to try to stay consistent. Okay, so be looking for weekly vlogs, okay? Shorts, okay? A lot has changed since I last, like, for example, my hair is not very noticeable. I've dyed it two funky colours. I had blue first. That's why I've got this, like, weird teal bit at the front. And then I went green. But, like, obviously I had my blonde, as you guys probably know. I did my nose, a pierce, I did my ears. And yeah, just loads have changed in me. I also started college and it's been very fun. But yeah. Also more Halloween. Oh my god, my hair. Halloween is gonna be fun. This year, no boring part videos. I'm sorry, Thomas and Shamas. I love you two more. I love you two a lot. And they will be back in the video, guys, I promise. Yeah, but no more boring videos. I've got some real shit planned, okay? So obviously we went to the fair. We went to the fair last year after Halloween. This year we're going on Halloween, so and also I'm gonna try record the whole thing like the rides and make it a better vlog than last year. And then I've got a horror fest coming up. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Without further ado, I don't know what to say. Today we're doing scary Pinterest stories, and I'm joined by Ethan. I'm putting crickets in this bit. Ethan. Ethan.
Hey guys, my name's Ethan.
Let's get on with the video.
Yay!
Also, if you see me using this iPhone, I'm using it for stories, okay? I could have used it for the camera, but I think I'm gonna wait so I can introduce you guys to the actual good quality for once. But I'm using this for stories today. Oh, what's that flashing? But yeah, I'm using this for stories today. New iPhone check. Oh, get ready for some real spooky shit, guys. Sit down, grab a snack, wrap up in a blanket, and have somebody with you. Otherwise, you're gonna get ticked by the boogeyman. So we're all wrapped up. We hope you are too. And we're gonna start. I was about 7 or 8 years old and went with my family to this man-made lake family park place in South Georgia. Basically a big dugout pond that the owner put a bunch of beach sand and palm trees around and charged admission for people to come, park their cars, grill and swim for the day. Also had a big unsafe as hell water slide that kids got hurt on. Where my family would park was in front of this little island that was a clump of sand, about 30 yards off the shoreline. I was not the best swimmer, but the depth was just above my head, so I could bob up and down, bouncing out to the little island. One day we were there, my foot came down onto what felt like a face. I felt what was a nose on my toe. The thing I remember is the feeling of hair flowing between my toes, the feel of fine hair waving in the water. I freaked out and for the longest time just sat on the shore. Was a little kid and did not think anything about it. I can still remember the scared parents going around yelling this kid's name, asking if anyone has seen this little boy. They pulled his body from under the water right in front of that island. I'm 47 now, and I can still remember the feeling of the hair between my toes. That was disturbing. Rest in peace to that little boy on my life.
So the scary story I will be reading is The Night I Heard a Demon. It is true, and I will be reading it off Reddit. We'll put the name right there.
Screenshot it.
Yeah, we'll put the name right there. So the year was 1997, and I've just gone through a divorce with my now ex-wife. It was my first night back at home, only it didn't feel like home at all. When I pulled into the driveway, the old wooden structure from the 1800s had not one light on and resembled a mass of black, a void that only took the shape of a house by coincidence. This place had been a place of warmth, of love, of connection. There wasn't a single sound as I walked through the old house that was once home. The bare walls that I had once shown an array of framed pictures of what was once a happy family stared back at me that were left from the nails that had been removed. A lot of the furniture that was once now gone, making the inside of the structure look even more vast, more cold, as if I didn't already feel small. After my initial walkthrough of the foreign tundura, I set my keys on the kitchen counter, took my boots off and headed upstairs to my bedroom to try and sleep. I had no clue what was in store for me that night. As I made my way up the stairs, the wooden tree treads squeaked and creaked as they compressed, just as they had many times before. But this night it was different. The sounds were more visceral, like they were telling me, warning me not to ascend. But I proceeded onward. I made my way to my bedroom and lay down on my back. Clothes still on, I hadn't the energy nor wherewithal to be comfortable. There I spent hours and a days with thoughts and memories racing like a ribbon of film on a Super 8 projector. The only sound in my company was that of the ringing in my ears due to tinnitus. I couldn't fall asleep, and the red glow from my alarm clock never ceased to remind me. So 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, then around 2 a.m. it happened. As I lay there, lost in thought, suddenly I heard a long smash coming from the kitchen downstairs that shook the floor beneath me, sending a chill up my spine, the hairs on my arms standing up on end. I was frozen in fear, the ringing in my ears from tinnitus ceased, leaving the only sounds being that of heavy breathing as the ever-increasing rate of my heartbeat. As I lay there stiff as a statue, more noises came, barely audible at first. I couldn't tell what it was, but then they became louder and louder. Footsteps, the sound of footsteps were slow, heavy, methodical. As I lay there frozen, I could hear another sound that accompanied the footsteps. There was a sound of what I can only describe as the breathing and growling of what could only come from a demon.
How the fuck did that just fall? Wait, let me see that. How the fuck did it just fall?
That was still.
Sorry, but we decided to cut this video short because after the iPad fell while we was checking the video, we felt weird and uncomfortable because there was no possible way it could have fell BC. We set up the iPad, so if it was to fall, you would have to push it.
Bloopers. Beware. Warning at the start of the video. If you hear a dog moving, it's not a dog.